Kim, it's always cool to be able to connect and then reconnect and then redial in, by the way. So thanks a lot for joining. I love being in the green room. I love being behind the scenes. Let me ask this before I read all of the great things about Dr. Kim Warren Martin. Do me a favor, if you will. Step back for a moment and tell us a little about who is Dr. Martin and what are you up to these days?
Well, who I am is, I love to say that I'm a woman on a mission, literally focused on changing the way we do life. And what I mean by that
Mhm.
is, we have the American dream, we have our family sort of norms, and there are societal norms. And we are all, taught to adhere to those, go to school, get a good job, get married, have a family, and those sorts of things. And that is all well and good. It works, it keeps order in societies and order in families and so on and so forth. But when I say I'm a woman on a mission to change the way we do life, it's literally because my desire is that women have the light, the fire inside of them be reignited so that they can not only be successful in a career as a wife or mother and entrepreneur, but also be fulfilled in their lives. Like, what is their calling? What is in their heart to do? What have they laid down in order to conform, to these societal norm, whether it's the American dream, the, I don't know, Brazilian dream, the Chinese dream, Mexican dream, whatever it is. What have they laid down and let go of in their lives that is causing them to be unfulfilled, disappointed? Their light is going dim, and literally a lot of times we're in spaces and places where we don't really know what to do, and we think this is just as good as it's going to get. But I fully believe that you can live both successful and fulfill. And as I like to say, you can hashtag have it all as long as you're the one who defines what it all means. So that's who I am, what I'm about. I'm a wife, sister, auntie, all those sorts of things. And what I'm about and what I've sort of been up to really is bringing birth to that mission. I've been on this journey for a while through my corporate career. Had no idea that it was putting me in line to be able to do something that was very near and heart. But I'm really about having this mission spread around the world so that women can have their lights reignited and literally live both successful and fulfilled. Because I have a belief, and I believe I know this, and it's a fact that when you have happy women, healthy women raise healthy children. They have healthy, happy families, and contribute to communities and societies. And like the Dalai Lama said, he really felt like it was going to be the Western woman that was going to change the world. And for me, I like to add into that, not just the Western woman, but the successful and fulfilled Western woman is going to be the one to change the world. So I'm one of those Western women, and I'm on a mission to make sure that happens. So
That's
that's
fantastic. And I know we're going to get started in just a second, but what can folks, what should they expect this evening, this morning, or this afternoon for those folks that are in the green room with us? What should they expect from Dr. Kim Warren Martin this evening on this exclusive behind the scenes? This is great. I get the first crack at this. Is wonderful. What should they really expect? Because this is going to be a different type of conversation. I know.
Yeah, so our goal is to have a conversation. I recently returned from the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit
Cool.
and just want to share some of the lessons I learned. Some of the, I think, things that were brought back to mind that were sort of reinforced, and just kind of share in the importance of going to events like that, networking, connecting, etc., and sort of expanding your scope and getting outside of your market and just connecting with others and what the value of collaboration and those are just some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm really excited to share as we are, 9 days into Women's History Month
Yeah.
here in the US. And yesterday was just International Women's Day. So this is perfect timing. So I'm excited to be here on the show.
Well, shoot, I'm super excited. I can't wait to get started. We get back. Dr. Kim Warren Martin's going to drop one of the lessons that she learned, and she's going to tell a little more about the conference. You're behind the scenes right now. You're in the green room. We got a little carried away. I'm getting the message. We got to get started. In 5, we're going to have a great show, Kim. 4, what's going on, Darshad? 3, what's up, Dr. Renee Smith? 2, what's up, Nancy Alert? 1, we got to get going. It's going to be showtime. Yes. I can't wait, Kim. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. Yeah.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and I'm super excited because we have one and only Dr. Kim Warren Martin. And for those folks that are joining the Happy Entrepreneur Show for the very first time, we're on a mission, and our mission is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, the entrepreneur, you, the single mom, you, the married person, you, the person that gets up every single day with a big heart to make a difference, provide you with the resources. That means you need revenue to actually execute that big vision that you have. First, you have a vision for yourself, how you want to live, the food you want to eat, the health club you want to join. I mean, the cool things you want to do in life. It takes revenue to purchase those resources. Also, many of you have a vision, number 2, for your loved ones. Tomorrow morning, I get a chance to take Mother there to her therapy appointment. I love doing that. And I get a chance to take her grocery shopping afterwards, Nancy, and I love doing that. And there's nothing cool but able to write a check and say, if that's what you want, Mother, go ahead and get it. It takes resources. Some of you want to send your kids to a school of your choice. Some of you want to write a check to your favorite cause. Some of you want to send your family to do things. It takes resources. And the last vision that you have, that's why I believe you showed up right now, other than for Dr. Kim Warren Martin, is you have a vision for the people you are called to serve. And there's a conference you want to go to, just like Dr. Kim Warren Martin did, but it takes resources. That means it takes money. You want to hire that marketing program. It takes revenue. That means it takes resources. You need to upgrade your systems. It takes resources. You need to hire a team. It takes resources. That means it takes revenue. And so that's what Dr. Kim Warren Martin's here to tell us some of the best lessons, the best ideas that she learned in her experience on this exclusive interview. So Dr. Kim Warren Martin, let me jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, tell us first, why did you decide to go to this conference? And then give us one of the lessons you learned right away for everyone that's watching right now. What was so tell us about the conference, the name of the conference, and who's there, and then jump right into one of the lessons.
Okay, certainly. And before I actually jump into that, I want to say I had such a fabulous time at the event that I didn't get a lot of rest. And so don't do what I did, ladies, when you do go to events like this. So I got a bit of a cough going on here, and let's put it all to rest. It's not COVID-19. I don't have coronavirus. It literally is just a cough that I've been working on getting rid of here. Just made it back yesterday. So I want to apologize if I do cough like I just did that. So guys, have grace and let's make it through this. So I'm excited to be here. And so why I decided to go to the conference was literally because this year I decided I was going to be very intentional about, where I went, and I wanted it to be places where I could add value, where I might be able to connect and serve members of what I call my target audience, are women, like my avatar, my dream client. And I wanted to go where they are and to be able to add value. So I'm very intentional about it. And Shay, you were mentioning just you get the honor and the privilege of taking your mother
Yeah.
to her therapy appointment tomorrow. So my dad's recently had some is illnesses and that sort of thing. So I've relocated and changed a lot of things in my life. And so now my time is even more valuable. It's amazing how it's like, okay, whereas I might have gone here, there, and everywhere, now I'm like, no, what's going to have the biggest, where can I have the largest impact? And then what events that I attend will have the biggest impact for my business. So that was the first thing. And then when I looked at my mission is literally serving those professional women who are secretly experiencing burnout. They are questioning why they're doing what they're doing, and they're feeling lonely and isolated because they don't really have anyone to talk to about it because they are very successful and they don't have anyone to understand sort of, or they feel like the perception is there's no one that will really understand. They may have sort of moved to a different level that none of their friends have achieved, may not trust colleagues at work, et cetera, et cetera. And so that woman is who I was like 5-6 years ago when I was in corporate America, feeling lonely, isolated, questioning why I was doing what I was doing. I knew I was having an impact, but I knew that there was a place where I could have a greater impact outside of the confines of a corporation where, I didn't have to, where I could say pretty much what I wanted to say versus, it being taken on as the opinion of the corporation itself. And so there's lots of women like that out there. And this event, interestingly enough, is one that I and my organization were able to sponsor when it first started back 15 years ago. So this is an event where we were one of the initial sponsors and took a delegation of women, to this event to connect, to collaborate, to refresh, to learn, to be able to grow. And so when the opportunity was presented to me to attend, then I had to immediately say yes. And let me say, let me just share this. One of the first lesson I want to mention that I sort of learned or that was reinforced as I was there at the conference was that no woman is an island. It doesn't matter if you're in corporate America, you're an entrepreneur, regardless, or you're a homemaker. It doesn't really matter. The point is that if you really want to get somewhere in life, in your business, in your career, you're going to need other people. You cannot do it all alone. You're going to need a team, and that doesn't just mean, your virtual assistant or your accountant, though, or someone to process, your HR challenges or an attorney. Those are all really important. But you really need a group of people around you that may understand some of the challenges that you're going to, someone to celebrate you, someone to encourage you, someone to help motivate and lift you up. Yes, a lot of that comes from inside, but you want to surround yourself with people that are where you want to go and where you want to be. And so that was one of the first was reminded of just being there. And the way I actually got to the conference was a mentor of mine. Many of you may know her, Linda Clemens. She's the CEO of Sisterpreneur. She's a body language sales expert and just a phenomenal person. Just the work she does with, politicians, with corporations. She's, just serves a who's list of corporations, the FBI and Johnson & Johnson and obviously BET. And she was a speaker there and took me along as one of her mentees, invited me as one of her mentees to go. So again, no woman is an island, and just some phenomenal things happened there. Doors were opened, and she has a tremendous amount of respect. So just being connected with her in that environment, and literally what she brings to the table and the value that the audience and that the members, the planners of the conference, the attendees of the conference see in her. Just, immediately myself and there's 5 of us that 5 other people that went, like our credibility just kind of went through the roof the moment she said she wanted her mentees to stand. So that's my first lesson. No woman is an island. And we can, spend all night peeling that back. We want to say that.
Yeah, we could. What is one of the challenges that women have breaking through that barrier? Maybe they've heard it before that no woman is an island, but yet they have a hard time connecting or getting with the right groups. Why do you think that's a challenge to hold some folks back, that actually making sure they execute what they know?
There's a lot of different things that sort of goes on inside of us, and our habits, our beliefs, patterns, different things like that, trying to conform to a standard. One of the things that I know, and we probably all know it innately, that the systems that operate within corporate America were not designed with us in mind. That's just a fact. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing. It's a fact, and it's true. It wasn't designed for us as women, and it wasn't designed for us as African American women or Hispanic, Latino women, Asian women. It just wasn't designed for us. And so the moment you think about going into a system that has been set up for men and largely for a white male population, then you sort of need to learn to navigate that. And a lot of times, you get a lot of things. Companies now are into diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging. The language has even changed around that. But the reality of it is, it's not just language. You really have to adjust and shift environments for people to feel comfortable, to feel like bringing, as they say, your whole self to work. And so I think a lot of times there's those voices inside of us, why would they listen to me? Or, like myself, I'm like, okay, I'm just a little brown girl from Little Rock, Arkansas. Who's going to listen to me? Or, what makes you think Or, why would they buy from me or promote me or whatever those things are? There's a lot of different things that go on inside of our minds. There's that voice that says, go for it, you can do it. And the other one says, but wait. Subconsciously, your brain wants to keep you safe, sort of where you are in that comfort zone. But, I don't even know who said this quote, but you may have already heard it. The reality of it is most of what you want is on the other side of that comfort zone. And so we have inside of us these desires and these things we dream of doing and we really want, but we're trapped inside of this comfort zone. It's like, imagine, ladies, if you've born children, right? Having an 18-year-old fetus, right? Still inside your body. It didn't come out after the 9-month or 8-month gestational period. So imagine carrying that around. It's growing, it's feeding off of you. And literally it's painful, right? And so sometimes it's painful for us to stay in those comfort zones and we don't really know how to break out. So, no woman is an island. You need people around that have been where you want to go. And they don't necessarily have to be women. But what I'm saying is there is, there's sort of that commonality, camaraderie when it is. And you have to make sure it's someone who is for you. Okay, that's key. It has to be someone who is for you, that will cooperate and collaborate, but that does not see you as competition or a threat. And so that's a two-way thing, right? That has to be sort of managed.
So we're at point number one for those folks that are tuning in. You mentioned that no woman is an island. That was point number one, or lesson number one. You'll give us lesson number two, and then I toss out a question to you. I'm curious, before you give us number two, I'm just curious. I know there was like a Kathy Hughes was there. Some folks may know that name. Susan Taylor. So many folks were there. Of all the speakers that you were listening to, this is an unfair question, by the way. And Kim gave me this as a question. She said, Shay, you have an exclusive interview. But of all the speakers that you heard, other than your mentor, I mean, we know she's in a class by herself.
Totally.
Linda Clemens, I'm giving you a shout out. Linda Clemens. What was one of the ideas? What was one of the lessons? What's something that's memorable that you recall that one of the speakers talked about that was there, that even before you get into point number two? So what pops in your mind right now while you were sitting there listening, taking notes?
Sure. So there was a panel that had to do with authenticity and, having a seat at the table and then bringing others along. And one of the speakers, I believe she was from Morgan Stanley, made a comment that, about being authentic was that, I'm the only person I know how to be. Right. And so for me, I felt like that was a very powerful statement, and that spoke to, her courage, her commitment, her boldness, to grow her career, but also to help others along, but to be herself. Now, is she growing in that? Yes, but she literally knows what she wants, and where she wants to be, and is, unafraid to articulate that. Oftentimes, we're afraid to say things because we don't want to rock the boat, or we don't want too much, or we don't know if they will be supportive, of us in those desires. And some of those things, again, are just, I don't know, old beliefs, old habits, and things that are not necessarily true. But she's a very bold, courageous woman, and not afraid to sort of step out on that, and drives a lot of minority investment programs as well. I really don't like the term minority, but it's okay, it slipped out. But anyway,
I love it. I love
but,
it.
because in that case, right, that if you literally look at the population, the quote unquote minority is absolutely the majority. But anyway, I digress. So, but she drives a lot of those investments into, communities of color. I'll put it that way. And so it's just doing phenomenally well and bringing other people along. And so, I just love that, right?
Wow.
I love people who walk in who they are and are committed to doing what they do, bringing others along and sharing lessons that they've learned, to help others along the way as well. So
perfect. Give us lesson number 2. And before she gives us lesson number 2 she learned, for those folks that are watching, Kim has a belief, and her belief is #you can have it all. And she's walking through her 5 lessons because she believes that #you can have it all. Do me a favor as you're watching right now. You can share this with your network. You have Kim's permission. You can hit the watch party button. There's nothing to buy. There's nothing to sell. You can share this. You can go ahead and hit the share button right now. And when you hit the share button, just put #you can have it all, and then put @Kim Warren Martin. So Dr. Kim Warren Martin is speaking to us right now, giving her perspective. She's the founder of Successful and Fulfilled. She's focused on not only making sure you are successful, but also making sure you are fulfilled. D. Wilkins wants you to know those glasses are popping, young lady. She's loving your glasses. They're loving those glasses, Kim. They're loving it. That's kind of cool. All right, give us number 2. What's the second lesson? And thanks a lot again for being here and this behind the scenes exclusive interview and fighting through. I know you have allergies and a lot going on right now, but you're here to serve. You're here to give, and we certainly appreciate it. So I'll pass it back over to you. Give us lesson number 2.
A little bit going on, but yeah. So my lesson number 2 is that we should be our sister's keeper. And in that, what I mean is that we should, be willing to help others along. So in this whole sort of mentor, sponsor kind of relationship, it's two-way. Number 1, which is the first thing I said, no woman is an island. But number 2, I really believe we should be our sister's keeper. So why, if I've gone through something, if I've learned some lessons, if I have gotten some success principles and I have things that I live by and I move by, why would I not want to share that with others? Now, I do understand, as a mentor or a sponsor or someone, a keeper, as I'm using in this lesson here, that it is incumbent upon the person that we are helping to listen, and to, put into practice the things that we're sharing. But I really believe we should be our sister's keeper. I know there's all kinds of analogies that have said, hey, I used to walk to school in the snow 2 miles, had a hole in my shoe, whatever. If I made it, you can make it, right?
Yeah.
Well, my thought is this: you walk to school 2 miles, holding your shoe in the snow, blah, blah, blah. Well, then, okay, how did that feel? It wasn't great. So you should be able to come back to me and say, hey, let me tell you something. You don't want to have to, even if you have to walk 2 miles, you want to make sure your shoes don't have holes in the soles, or you wear gloves or whatever it is. But I really believe that we should be willing and, literally chomping at the bit to share and to help. And on the other side, whatever we're sharing, however we're helping, that has to be taken seriously. You want to put it into practice, because no one wants to continue to offer advice or be a keeper for someone who's not following that advice or doesn't want to be kept. So it's a two-way relationship and a two-way street. So I believe I should be my sister's keeper. If there's someone I can help, reach out to me, or if there's something I see that I can pull someone aside and share about, or vice versa. If it's me that, needs the help, needs the support, I'm open to it. I'm coachable, and I'm literally looking to, get to whatever level I want to get to. I want to elevate, and there's others who have gone before me. So I really think we should be our sister's keeper, and I think we should value, if we're the sister that's being kept, realizing no woman is an island, I think we should value what's being shared with us by the ones who are helping and assisting us along.
Wow, I'm learning so much myself. I love it. Lesson number 1 was no woman is an island. Lesson number 2 was we should be our own sister's keeper. What do you say to the person that's listening to you and saying, Kim, that sounds really great and I want to, but how do I manage time? Like, Kim, I've got to take care of my husband, or I got to take care of something in the morning. I got to drop the kids off, Kim. I've got responsibilities at the office. I got responsibilities as an entrepreneur. I got responsibility to my faith church, or to my church. I got responsibilities to my community. Kim, I'm wearing all these hats, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Kim, because I know we didn't talk about this, but I'm curious, what do you say to that woman right now? It's like, I've got so much going on, and now you want me to be my sister's keeper? What's up with that? What do you say to that person? How do they balance time? How do they do all this?
Well, first of all, let me say, my sister, if I may take the role of the keeper for a second, the question is, it's not about time. It's about your priorities. A lot of times we work to manage time, and we don't necessarily try to manage our priorities. If we manage by priorities, some of the things that are taking up our time would probably drop off our plate, or we could delegate, we could completely get rid of. So we have this, sort of concept, or this fallacy in our minds, that we have to, quote unquote, do it all. Now, when I say you can hashtag have it all, I mean that you must be the one to define what it all means to you, not the fact that my neighbor next door has kids and she takes them to soccer and, karate, and she's a great wife and she's an attorney. She manages this, multi-million-dollar career, and they've got a business on the side, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of times we're looking from the outside, and we're looking at what other people are doing. And it's really hard to go forward, sort of looking through the side view or the rear view mirror. So the first thing I would say, it is important to manage your priorities. That's something I learned when I became a caregiver, for my parents. It's like, you literally need to manage your priorities, not just time. And then, you have to stop saying, I don't have time, right? Because you're implanting that in your subconscious mind. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. There's never enough time. How am I going to get all this done? So on and so forth. So you literally need to start feeding yourself different information, such as, I have the time I need to complete the things that are priority for me this day. And it's incumbent upon you to determine what is priority for you this day. Maybe it's not 25 things. Maybe literally it's only 3. And then maybe you get someone else to handle the next 3 or 5 or 10. Maybe you can, with a team, get 25 things done, or only 10, and then the other 15, you bend them, you put them for next month, whatever it is. But really start to look at what's priority and question yourself. Everything cannot be a priority. Everything is not as important as air and breathing. It just absolutely cannot be. So those are the things that are tops.
I love it. Kim right now, she's Dr. Kim Warren Martin is just being Dr. Kim Warren Martin, by the way. We don't have a script here. She didn't want any questions. She said, Shay, the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit really changed my life.
Yeah.
And it made a difference for me. And I wanted you guys to hear directly from her. So she's sharing really what's on her heart. And I like the idea that the more good you do, the more good that happens. And isn't that so true? Do me a favor. I'm going to ask her what lesson number 3 is in a moment. But take a moment and just hit that share button. Like right now, like hit the watch party button. And I want you to pay this message forward. I want you to bless someone else. I want you to help uplift another sister or another mister that's out there right now. And I want you to uplift them right now. And I want you to hit that share button or that watch party button. And when you share it to your private group that you're involved in, or you share it on your page, or if you're listening to the podcast right now on our Apple TV, you take that link and you share it out. I want you to write these words. Hashtag you can have it all.
Yeah.
Dr. Kim Warren Martin believes that. You can put at Kim Warren Martin believes it. Like, even if you don't believe it right now, Dr. Kim Warren Martin is going to hold the belief for you. I'm going to hold the belief for you because it's possible. And it's very possible. And she really believes it with the depths of her soul. She's the founder of Successful and Fulfilled. She's on a mission that not only to help women be successful, but also be fulfilled. Don't worry, I'm going to get to that when we get to our rapid fire questions. What's the difference, right? I don't know. I don't have time for that right now. Dr. Kim Warren Martin, what's number 3 lesson you learned?
My lesson number 3 is that and this is one I was sort of reinforced from my mentor, Linda Clemens, and that was that body language can make or break you. And she did a couple of body language boot camps, and the crowd was literally going crazy because, there are things that we do, what we say is only 7% of our communication. And so the other, 93% is literally in our body language and in our tonality. And she just literally covered, from top to bottom, your head, your eyes, the position of your hands, whether you're biting your lips, all sorts of things like that. We send messages that we don't really intend to send. Now, sometimes we do intend to send, like if you go, not really, right? So you may, have wanted that message to get out, but there's so many unconscious things that we do that send messages that can hold us back. From getting clients or from closing deals, getting promotions, even getting along with our spouse or our children. And so, there are things that, especially ladies, if you're married, pay attention, just start to pay attention to, your body language. And a lot of it also comes from the inside out. So subconsciously, if there is something, you don't want to do, people will say, fake it till you make it. But it's literally impossible to fake because our brains send signals, and brain to brain, the other people who are, sort of in the path of those signals really know. And how sometimes we might have said about people, he seems a little fake, or she seems fake, or I don't really know if they really meant what they said, that sort of thing. That's because perhaps they've been in a position to where they've been faking it to make it, but brain to brain, the real truth literally came out. So one of the things that was really important is that when she finished talking, so many women swarmed the stage because they were like, oh my gosh, I do that. Or, I see people do that. Or, what can we do to change that? Because that's not the message I want to send. And, we walk around sometimes saying, well, that's just me, or that's just who I am. And, that's just how I do it. When you're in those spaces, that is an indication of an unwillingness to change. If you have that attitude, that can be holding you back in your career, in your business, in relationships. You have to determine whether this change is really going to be good for you, but you at least have to be open to exploring and doing some things differently. Because if you what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. You can't stay the same and expect to have something different come into your space, your atmosphere, your air. So that was really key, and it was really important. And I know that it was a key message and a key lesson to the majority of the attendees at the event, because in the second boot camp, we literally had standing room only and had to make announcements to take your purse off the chair. You know how they do at church sometimes, right? Slide over, make some more room. I don't know, it's revival, whatever it is, right? But we literally had to make some more space for others to come into the room. And just I think the talks after the talk were so crucial that you can't take it for granted that, going back to, we should be our sister's keeper, right? You can't take it for granted that everyone is getting this sort of training and learning as they're going up in their careers, and that sort of thing. And so coming to an event like the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit, coming to a workshop, like the Body Language Bootcamp, people learn so many different things, and they begin to question, and some of them actually had a revelation as to, oh, maybe that's why I didn't get that project, or that's why, maybe I didn't get the promotion or the raise or something like that. So I think that was a very important lesson that was reinforced, because I try to be conscious of that, specifically because of that mentor. And when I'm in her presence, a lot of times I say, don't read me today, okay? Just let me just be, or whatever, but that doesn't really work well.
Yeah.
But we need someone like that. She's a keeper for me, right? So to let me know, here are some things that you're giving off. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being aware. And it's about, being who you intend to be, and being able to share from that space and place.
I love it. I love it. And for those folks that are out there and they're watching right now, and they want to know, how can I connect with Dr. Kim Warren Martin? What's one of the ways they should be able to connect with you? I know we're going to get 4 and 5 right away, but I wanted to do that. I appreciate you. I know you're where you are with your voice right now, and you're hanging in. So thank you so much.
I got my no excuses month. I don't know if you can see it.
Let me
excuses or progress. Wait.
That says, what does it say?
Wait a minute. Let's see. How do I turn it? This way. Yeah. You can make excuses or you can make progress. It's your choice. So this was actually kind of my thought of the week, right? So one of my line sisters gave me this mug from Amazon. So, and I thought it was just perfect. So I like to kind of keep it around, especially if I need that kick, right?
Yeah. That's you have to have your favorite affirmations. And you mentioned line sisters. I know you're wearing the crimson and cream right now. They might be wondering, we say line sisters, which sorority are you in? So tell them what sorority you're in so they can all know for themselves. They're very clear.
Okay. I'm just kidding. Delta Sigma Sorority Incorporated. So like, come on, no.
The older we get, the worse it gets, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. It's worse it gets. I don't know what we're about to do next, but I did want to share, because you talked about so many people that were at the conference.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of jotted down a few that came, and I made notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to mention these people. But, people that you meet, yes, they're celebrities, Hollywood types, that sort of thing. But there's amazing women that have done so many wonderful things, whether it's in technology or medicine or law, you name it. There's so many people there. And so one of the highlights for me, because I love dance, I love theater, was, having Misty Copeland there. She's the first African-American premier ballerina for the American Ballet Company. And she was there and just kind of shared. And what made me think of this, Shay, was my mug, right? You can have progress or you can make excuses, you can make progress. There were so many amazing, brilliant women that had so many things occur that they could have made excuses and not achieved or not gone after their dreams. But, someone like Misty Copeland, ballet is a very hard sport, if you will, and very hard on the body. And to get to that level takes a lot mentally, physically, spiritually, just, toll on your relationships, all sorts of things. And so I was so excited to be in her presence. There was Donna Brazil. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's a political correspondent. Whether you agree with her position or not, she's a brilliant woman. She has this massive command of the political system in our country. She has her own opinions. And the one thing one of the ladies said is like, I've seen Donna speak a couple times before, but I've never seen her like this. She was, humorous, comical, all of that. And she just was comfortable. And, we all surmised that felt like a safe place for her. Not, different than being on CNN or MSNBC or whatever. But she was in that room, and this was live streamed because she was on the main stage. But she just was amazing, and she shared so many different things that she's doing, for the youth, for the millennials, and how important, our vote is, and, who are we leaving our country to? And it has nothing to do with the president. This is those who are coming behind us and getting them engaged and involved. The incomparable Debbie Allen was there. She got a legacy award. I was always love seeing her because, like I said, I love anything that has to do with dance. But just hearing again, like the stories and the things that she had to go through, and different schools that didn't want her there because she was, an African American dancer, and face shape was different, and just on and on and on. And then, of course, my mentor, Linda Clemens, and I've already kind of said some amazing things about her, but just to be in the spaces and places where she's been and she's gone, like literally she can pick up the phone and call, I don't know, name someone, and they'll fly halfway around the world to come to an event that she does like for one day. Mara Brock O'Keel, for those of you who are into being Mary Jane and Girlfriends and those sorts of shows, just really people who were, what's the word I'm looking for? Not groundbreakers, but anyway, they knocked down a lot of walls and doors and things like that to be where they are. And speaking of quotes, Mara Brock O'Keel said something. She's accomplished so much already, but she's getting close to turning 50. So one of the things that she said was, hey, I haven't even begun to play big yet. So for those of you who are in your 40s, in your 50s, or looking at 60, if you're still here, you have a lot to give and to contribute. Otherwise, my belief is that you wouldn't be here. So don't get down on age. Don't think the clock is ticking, all of that sort of stuff. I mean, the average millionaire literally made their first million after 60. So if you haven't hit 60 and you haven't made your first million, cheer up, right? Because there's still lots of time for you to go out and do that. And so, so those are just some of the amazing people that I just that were top of mind for me as I sat here and thought about it. And there are corporations that were sponsoring and everything. So when you look at who's behind an event as well, that's a lot, like Google, like Southwest Airlines and Macy's, AARP, the list just goes on. So there's value in it. And so my advice is, be very intentional, take a look, but you really do want to go out and you want to, get out of your current environment and you want to see what else is going on in the world. You want to network, you want to collaborate, and you want to see, what you can give, right? And when you give, you are going to get in return. So I'll just kind of pause right there because Shay, I'll give you your show back.
I love it, Kim. I love it. This is so much fun, and it is informative, and it's what's needed right now. I'm so excited. Y'all are listening to the one and only, the founder of Successful and Fulfill. and she just come back from a conference. She's probably been to so many conferences. She probably don't know how many conferences she's been to in her lifetime or even in a year. But one thing we know is she just said, you know what? This one moment in time made a difference for me. And you think about it. Sometimes you show up at a conference and nothing happens. And it's okay. You show up, you learn something, you walk away, and nothing really happens. And other times you go to that one conference that you didn't expect it to happen. You know it could happen, and the breakthrough takes place. So she shared 3 lessons she learned. She shared no woman is an island, very, very important. She shared we should be our sister's keeper. And then she talked about body language, and body language can make or break you. So she gave us 3 of the 5. I'm going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving right now, and we're going to jump right now into number 4 lesson that Dr. Kim Warren Martin learned at the Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit. Talk to us, Kim.
Yeah, so I already kind of lifted the covers back on number 4 a little bit when I talked about Mara Bracco Kill, and she said I haven't even begun to play big yet. So number 4 is it's time to play bigger. And, it's time to, again, step out of that comfort zone. So ladies, gentlemen, what is it that, you really want, that you really aspire to, you really dream of? It's time to go after it, right? It's we talked about, she is just, I don't know, months away from turning 50, that sort of thing. And, when I was headed toward 50, it was like a big deal. Actually, when I was headed toward 30, it was a big deal. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not 20 something anymore. I'm 30. Then I'm not 40 something anymore. Then I'm 50. But the reality of it is absolutely amazing when I look behind me and I see all the tools and all the things that I've gathered as I've gone my 20s, my 30s, and my 40s. And so the key is, what am I going to do with all of that? I'm just going to grab it up and put it in a bag and put it on a shelf? Or am I going to take it, learn the lessons, get the value out of it, put those things into action, and really be the blessing to the world that I know I was created to be? So it really is time to play bigger. And if you look at all of the things that you've accomplished in your life, and then you turn around and you go, yeah, but I haven't played big yet. That will help to really expand your thinking and expand your thoughts and look at what else is it that I can do. How can I, if you're in business, how can I expand my business to, go this way or that way, or what are some other areas I can move into, some other people, I can serve? How can I grow my income? Well, in growing your income, you're going to have to serve people. You may have to sell some more, create some different products, that sort of thing. But you want to keep your pulse on what's going on in the market, and what is inside of you that you have to bring to meet those needs of the market. Play bigger. Don't be afraid. If you don't have support, maybe from a spouse or family or friends or whatever that is, that goes back to, my lesson number 2, we should be our sister's keeper. There's someone out there that will help to, keep you inspired and motivated and give you tips and tools and keys, because there's nothing new under the sun. So you're not the first person to want to expand a business, to want to play bigger. And everybody has inside of them a desire to literally be fulfilled. The number one people have on their deathbed is they lived the life they wanted to live. They were expected to live, They were expected to live, not the one they wanted to live. So ask yourself, go to the mirror. Am I doing what I'm expected to do, or am I doing what I want to do? And in there, you may find you're doing some things you want to do. But what is that big thing? Dr. George Washington Carver said, no man has any right to come into the world and go out of it without leaving distinct and legitimate reasons for having passed through it. What distinct and legitimate reasons are you leaving for having passed through this world? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. What are you leaving? And ladies, let me tell you, it's not your children. That is a responsibility. When you had a child, you had a responsibility to raise them, but you have something innate inside of you, to do. Maybe for a small segment of the population, it is to be this amazing mom to raise doctors, lawyers, whatever. But that is not necessarily for everybody, because if you have a desire on the inside of you that has not been met yet, then it's something else. And so it is your responsibility to figure out what that is and be about the business of getting it done, right? You want to get it done. You don't want to have that number one regret on your deathbed. And that's, something I woke up to like a long time ago. Like, I just think it's Dr. Miles Monroe that said, dreams and visions and goals is in the cemetery. How sad is that, right? Someone might have had a cure for cancer. Someone, might have the cure for COVID-19, which, I don't know. But my point is, do what is in your heart to do. Don't dismiss it. Don't put it away. Don't say, I'm too old, I'm out of time, I don't have the money. Don't say those things. Ask yourself, how can I get this done? What do I need to do? Who do I need to know? Where do I need to go? So that when you get to that point of transition, you are literally fulfilled. You live life in a state of fulfillment, but then you did what you were sent here to do. So I'm gonna stop preaching, but
no, you're right. You're right on target. You're right on target. This is all about playing time to play bigger. And,
yes.
and you're not only making the point, but you're drawing the correlation and giving step-by-step examples that are very relevant to where we are today. And so time to play bigger, what I'm hearing, it means different things to different folks. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, it means different things to different people. Because again, like I say, when I say you can hashtag have it all, it's based on what you define it all to be. So, there are very 3 simple steps I always say you can get started on that path. And that is really understanding who you are, knowing what you want, and knowing why you want it. If you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want or why you want it, you'll, kind of fall almost for anything. The popular thing, I don't know, I saw all these entrepreneurs making money with funnels or whatever that might be. Maybe I should be doing that. Maybe your path isn't funnels. I don't know. But it's your responsibility to discover that. And you may be asking, how do you do it? Shay, if I might offer, I do have a little cheat sheet that, kind of help.
Yes, go right ahead and offer. I asked you earlier, how can they connect with you, or how can they do this? So yes, tell us about it.
Yeah. So you can literally go to True North cheat sheet, True North, TrueNorth, cheat sheet, CHEATSHEET.com. Get that cheat sheet, and it walks you through, 5 steps to literally begin to sort of figure out who you are, what you want, and why you want it. And even if you already feel like
So Kim, if I can slow down for just 1 second, can you give us the website? Because I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but we like to make sure these things work, right? Sometimes people give us these websites and they just don't work. So what is the website we go to again?
True North cheatsheet.com.
Okay, so
True North
cheatsheet.com.
I can type in.
All right. So they're now. I'm not sure if you can see it, but they're there on the site now.
There you go.
Now, when it comes up, it takes you here. It says download your free copy of the You Can hashtag Have It All cheat sheet. So, if I put my name and information, that takes me somewhere. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, you'll download the cheat sheet.
Okay. Now, before you go, I'm gonna suggest that everybody put your name in. Let's see if it at least works. Like Kim, nothing personal. Kim. So you type in yours. I don't want y'all looking at my, right? I don't want y'all looking at my email address now. I want y'all looking at my email address. But I'm trying to spell it. I'm doing mine in real time. So you go ahead and put your name in right now. So it's just asking for first name, it looks like, and it's asking for email. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, once I do that, I can say I'm ready, and then it'll take me where I need to go from there. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to confirm that it works. It does work, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to let you know that. So Kim is absolutely correct. You can follow the instructions. So go over to, what's the website again, Kim?
True North cheat sheet.com.
True North cheatsheet.com. Once you get there, put your first name in. Do that now. Just take a minute. Kim's not going anywhere. You're going to get number 5. I promise you, she's not going to forget number 5. Kim, you owe them number 5. They know this. I know this. They know this too. Then go ahead and put in your email. I think it asked for your email. And then once you do that, just follow the instructions. Just follow the instructions. All right, Kim, what's one of the reasons why they should go get that cheat sheet like right now? And can they share that website, give them the website with their sisters because they're their sister's keeper. So can they forward that website? So give us the website again. And I don't want you to keep it to yourself. Someone hit the share button right now. And then when you hit the share button, write this down. Hashtag, you can, hashtag, have it all, and then put the website. What's the website, Kim?
TrueNorthCheatSheet.com.
True North Cheat, as in CHEAT, sheet.com. Dr. Kim Warren Martin. You don't need a credit card for that, right? You don't need a Cash App for that. No Zelle payment needed. That's her gift to the world. What's one of the reasons why you're sharing that gift with the world?
Well, the reason is because oftentimes we really, so when we're born, from the ages of 0 to 7, those are what we call our formidable years. We're learning, we're absorbing, we're taking in. And at that time, we have this vivid imagination. We might want to be, I don't know, like for me, I wanted to be a dancer, a lawyer, an actress, all those sorts of things. And I believed I could do it. And then over time, the sort of limits and the walls come in. Girls don't do that, or, African American girls don't do this, or people from where you are don't do that, or our family, we're all interested. So many things sort of box you in. And this really is about being able to, if you walk through that cheat sheet, it even gives some instructions, step number 1, to sort of set the environment before you actually start to answer the 3 questions: who am I, what do I want, and why do I want it? And then at the end, it helps you to put together this declaration, which is kind of, sort of the first step of, so this is what I really want. I am, this is what I want, and this is why I want it. So when I first started, I said, I'm a woman on a mission to change the way we do life so I can help women to be successful and fulfilled and live in a soulful state of fulfillment. How do I know this? Because I walked myself through that exercise. And even if you're absolutely certain of who you are, what you want, and why you want it, I still kind of want to invite you to go through the exercise. You may find that something has changed or something has expanded, or you get more ideas of how you can play bigger, right? Some more ideas of, how you may become another sister's keeper, some of the other lessons that we've learned. So I never take it for granted that I've arrived, and I know I continue to go through these because I'm evolving, I'm elevating, and more things are being added, into my environment that allow me to grow and to play even bigger. So I just wanted to offer that. So it's a great little way to start.
Thank you so much, Kim.
And it tells you, take the I don't know, facade off. Don't be pretentious. Nobody else has to see this but you, right? So be truthful with yourself, right? If you can't be true to you, I mean, who are you going to be truthful to, right? So,
So true. So we're talking to the one and only Dr. Kim Warren Martin. She's the founder of Successful and Fulfilled. She's in overtime right now. She thought she'd give it these 5 and she'd be gone by now. But Dr. Kim Warren Martin is here because she has a heart to give. She has a heart to serve. She wants to make sure that she leaves you with something that not only is you're going to get excited about, not only going to get motivated about, but something that's going to lead you towards being more successful and ultimately achieving being more fulfilled. And isn't that what life is all about at the end of the day? Imagine how you're going to feel when you are fulfilled on the inside and making a difference, because you're not just doing what's expected. I believe she said, you're doing what you want to do. That was a Dr. Kim Warren Martin moment. All right, Dr. Kim Warren Martin, give us drum roll, please. Number 5.
Okay, número 5. So number 5 is network life like their life depends on it. So that lesson for me was really key because we all have, value to bring, and we have goodness through who we are, through our businesses, etc. And when you make it about them, not about you, something really magical happens. It's literally about being in conversations and listening to people, finding out what their needs are. And you can literally determine, is this a person I can help, I can support? Is this a sister for whom I can be a keeper? Or is this someone who might, I might inquire about being a mentor for me? So if you network like their life depends on it, not just listening and, waiting for you to, I don't know, put your pitch in or whatever that might be, you're really listening for how you can serve. And when you're in a place to be able to serve others, you're going to get back as well. Now, does that mean, discount all your, programs and things like that, 50, 75%? Not at all. It literally means you realize the value of what you have, but you're trying to see if this is a person that you can serve. And if it works out that it's not someone, not your dream client or not your perfect avatar, be mindful and think about, who do you know that you might connect this person with? You may be able to help serve someone else in their business and, collaborate that way. But this may be someone that you can, build a joint venture with. You may, establish another friend. You just don't know. But don't have preconceived notions about it. And don't be sitting there thinking about, am I going to get my elevator pitch right or remember my line? Listen to what it is they need, because you may not even need to give your elevator pitch. You may just have a conversation with the sister, right? So network like their life depends on it, because in a lot of cases, we run across people who are in situations or circumstances, or who, you never know which woman that might have been her thing. Like, this is it. If I don't get what I need from this conference, then, I'm going to give up, or I'm going to quit, or I don't know what I'm going to do. So it's really important to listen so that you can see how you can serve. And again, that serving may be in being a pointer or a redirector or sending them to someone else. And that's really key, because then you begin to build relationships, and life, business, everything is about relationships. So my lesson number 5 was network like their life depends on it, not mine, not because I want to get a check or whatever that may be. So that was my lesson number 5, Jay.
Well, she's given us all 5 lessons. She's rolled it out to you. I was taking notes, and hopefully as you was watching right now, you yourself, you were taking notes as well. That's the importance of what Dr. Kim Warren Martin's been talking about. Number 1, no woman is an island. So important. Number 2, we should be our sister's keeper. Got it. Number 3, body language can make or break you. Number 4, time to play bigger. How true. And number 5, network like their life depends on it. How powerful, how true. When we come back, I'm going to ask Dr. Kim Warren Martin if she'll close us out with her closing comments. And don't worry, I'm going to ask about that successful and fulfilled. What's the difference between the two? And don't worry, I'll answer that question, and then we'll take it down the home stretch. We'll be back in just a second. We're going to go over to the one and only Rob Howes. And Rob Howes says, be present where you are. Be present where you are. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes with Dr. Kim Warren Martin. I'm going to ask her a few questions, and she's going to close us out with her final thoughts. And those thoughts she'll leave you with to help inspire or empower you to really not do what you are expected to do, but do what you want to do. I love that. At the end of the day, to be yourself. We'll be back in just a moment. Rob Howes, take it away. Take it away, Rob.
Hey guys,
All right.
me and Daddy are here.
All right, I'm doing a video.
I got a question.
No, it's not a question. This is a video where I'm telling people something. I'm telling them that today is their January 1st. Today is your January 1st Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe, because today is the only day you got, because tomorrow's not promised and yesterday is gone. So the reason why today being your January 1st is significant, because it keeps you from procrastination. Procrastination is the destroyer of dreams. Yeah, it's the destroyer. It's the killer of dreams. So, take action. Be present where you're present. That's the real gift. Be present where you are present. That is the real gift. Today is your January 1st. Say today.
Today.
Say today is your January 1st.
Today is January 1st.
Say it loud.
Today is January 1st.
That's it. Don't forget it.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country. We're on a mission to empower, a mission to inspire, and a mission to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all the resources necessary to execute the vision you have for the people you were called to serve. We're talking to the one and only Dr. Kim Warren Martin, the founder of Successful and Fulfilled, and she shared her 5 lessons, her 5 ideas, her 5 secrets, her notes that she shared with us from the conference that she just attended. And I'm going to encourage you to hit the share button. If you hit it before, hit the share button again. You hit the watch party button, hit the watch party button again, and pay this message forward to another entrepreneur, to another sister, to another person that's out there that's looking really to be successful and fulfilled. Dr. Kim Warren Martin, as we come down the home stretch, I appreciate you for taking so much time. I know you can always make more money. If someone was to rob you tomorrow and take all of your money, you can get that back. But the one thing that you can't get back is your time. So you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. You've given us the most precious resource you have, and we appreciate that so much. We appreciate that so much. And all that you do for the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe. She shares her message, and now you can see that all inside the tribe that she does on a weekly basis. So thank you so much. My question for you, as you're coughing and working through such a cold she has right now, but she's been here, is you keep mentioning the word successful and fulfilled. I know that's a whole nother episode. We'll have you back. But can you take a minute or two and kind of break down the difference between successful and being fulfilled and why that's so near and dear to your heart?
Sure. So when I think of success, I think of, having goals and, you set, you achieve, you get some things done, like maybe successful, maybe you want to grow your business to, 6 figures or 7 figures, and you've got some goals. You do it by the numbers. How many clients do you need? How many programs do you need to sell, or whatever those things might be. And so when you hit the goal, that is considered a success. And I also feel like even if you don't hit the mark 100%, as long as you learn, like John Maxwell said, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. As long as you learn along the way and you keep going, then you're going to achieve that success. You're going to learn some things. It may look different than you initially thought it would be, but you can do what you set out to do. And that's success. Along the way, the question is, are you fulfilled in doing that? And fulfilled is literally, sort of a soulful state. You know who you are, you know what you want, you know why you want it, so that maybe as you're moving along on that path to success, some of the things that you did in the past or some of the things that you thought you would do, you decided not to do because they're actually not fulfilling to you. They're actually not going to get you in that space and place where you can fulfill the innermost goals and dreams and that you have. People who live in a soulful state of fulfillment are not moved by the latest, greatest fad. They may take a look at it and say, okay, is this something we should do for our business, or is this something we need for our household, for our family, etc.? But you know who you are, what you want, and why you want it. And so anything, you use it as like a filter, like a sieve. Anything that comes in passes through these criteria. And if you're not getting, if it's not contributing to fulfillment, if it's going to disrupt, your peace, your happiness, etc., then you know that is not something that should be, in your arsenal. And it may work well and great for everyone else, but you don't need to chase everything. You don't need to chase money. You don't need to chase dollars. And so, you need to look around and say, everyone's doing this. I need to have Instagram. I need to have a podcast. I need to have this, that, and the other. Perhaps you can incorporate those things, but is it fulfilling to you? Is it adding value to who you are, what you want, your business and is allowing you to add value to others. So don't just do things because that's what everyone is doing. It's a popular thing. It's the shiny thing. And trust me, I done shiny thing. I, had shiny object syndrome with like the best of them, right? And spent time and money in places and spaces where ultimately I shouldn't have been or didn't need to be. But the great thing is I look back and I learned, which is why, again, today I can be more intentional and I can say no. And my no is firm. My no is I know for my highest good, as well as for whom I'm saying no to. I can say not now, all those sorts of things. And so for me, fulfillment is anything that is going to drive me toward my mission, which is, I'm a woman on that mission to help change the way we do life so I can help women to live in a soulful state of fulfillment so they can be both successful and fulfilled. So I can help, burned out women reignite their light so they really can see that what they want matters and they can go after it. They can play bigger, they can build a community and make those things work. So it's about having that sort of sense of calm, that sense of peace, because you have a sense of direction. You're not, running here and there and literally trying to figure things out. You really know where you're going. And, it took me some time to get there, to learn that, right? I just, just to be transparent, but I have it now. And so nobody can take it from me. It'd be like pulling like all 4 wisdom teeth all at the same time. And so, but it would, it just would be challenging. And so I know who I am. I know what I'm called to do. I'm on a mission to get it done. And I promise you, I'm going to get it done. I promise you, I'm going to change the world. And it's going to be for the good. And there will be others that come behind me. But I have my part to play, in this. And I'm just super excited that, how amazing is it that God gave me this thing to do. And so it's an honor and a privilege. And so that's why I'm all about being successful and fulfilled so that you can add your value to the world and the next person can come along and along and along. And we have this amazing tapestry. We raise healthy kids. We have healthy communities. Am I thinking that, everybody's going to be healthy and happy? No, I'm not actually. But honestly, I do believe they can be. But it's just, we all have to play our parts. If we don't all play our parts, then the likelihood of it happening for everyone, I think just kind of goes down. But God has a way of finding someone else to do it if it is to be done. So anyway, I could go on all night about that.
A whole separate episode. Can we have a whole episode just on successful and fulfilled, so you guys can go through how to master disappointment and go through learning so much from Dr. Kim Warren Martin. I'm going to encourage you once again to go over there and get the free gift. If you didn't get a chance to pick it up, Dr. Kim Warren Martin, tell them where they can get the gift that you shared with them that's going to help them right now.
So the gift I shared is the You Can #Have It All cheat sheet. So you go to True North Cheat Sheet, TrueNorthCheatSheet.com. And so, people may be wondering why True North. It literally is, again, in getting to fulfillment, you often have to recalibrate your life from what it is today to where it actually should be. And so I won't go technical or talk too much about it, but True North, if any of you have ever used a compass, there's magnetic north and there's true north. And, there's the North Pole and then there's magnetic north, and they can literally be on the planet as much as 1,000 miles apart. So imagine if you're living toward magnetic north, you're being pulled to do this or be that, or, by society, by your family, versus where you really want to be. And imagine being 1,000 miles away, just kind of speaking as an analogy from where you really want to be and not being able to live that life. So it's about getting back on track and discovering your true north, that North Star, and then, setting about accomplishing it, getting there. It doesn't mean walking away from your job, shutting down your business or anything like that, but it's knowing. And then once you're aware, then you can actually start to move toward or build or come up with a plan, or maybe you're on track, and how do you do things better, that sort of thing. What else would you add? So anyway, that little cheat sheet, I consider one of the first steps anyone can walk through when they talk about getting on the path to fulfillment. It's clarity, helps to bring some clarity, and clarity is key.
So true. Dr. Kim Warren Martin, will you give your final thoughts, your final comments? I want to first say thank you so much for attending, showing up, for sharing with us your most valuable assets that you learned for a conference that you went to. Number one. Number two, for sharing your time. Number three, pressing through. Some of you don't know right now, she's probably got sinuses all clogged up on the inside. She's trying to hold her nose from running, man. Her head is pounding, but she said, Shay, I'm going to be there. Shay, this message has to be told. And I want to share what I've learned with other folks. So that's her way of her big give back. That's her way of paying it forward. That's her way of making sure you're either you begin the path to be successful and fulfilled, or you stay the course on the path to be successful or fulfilled, or you understand how you're going to reach your destination to be successful and fulfilled faster with less effort as a result of being a part of this message and a result of going to truenorthcheatsheet.com and getting something that's going to help you over and beyond this conversation. And so, Dr. Kim Warren Martin, I want to thank you for doing that. Make sure you tell Rod that we appreciate him. Rod is her husband, by the way. He's probably in the background as engineer. Making sure everything is happening the way it should happen. And so he makes sure that. So we appreciate that. And thank you for all that you do for the happy entrepreneur community. One of the things you don't know about Kim is Kim has a big heart to serve. And you'll see her on the other side in many cases sharing her message. And it takes time to record those messages. It takes time to block her schedule. It takes time to make sure that they're in a way that is as powerful and impactful as it can be. Or you'll find her sometime on the other side, maybe liking someone else or making a comment. And she doesn't have to do that. It's not something she gets paid to do, but she does it because she knows she can bless someone else. So do me a favor. Hit the share button. Hit the heart button right now. Hit the like button. Just pay the message forward. Even if you hit the start watch party button. And when you do that, I want you to write, you can, #have it all at Kim Warren Martin. She believes that. Even if you don't believe it, she believes it with every fiber in her body. And she's got me now believing it, that I can have it all, by the way. So I want to follow these tips. Because I believe it, by the way. I've hung around her so long that it's rubbed off into my subconscious mind. When I say that's a little too much, no, you can have it all as long as you're fulfilled. So I believe it, Dr. Kim Warren Martin. So Dr. Kim Warren Martin, what are your final thoughts? What are your closing comments to those folks that are watching? And this episode will come to an end, and they've got to now go put the work in. They've got to be obsessed. They've got to stay the course. And we know that today is their January 1st, so they've got to move forward. Your final thoughts and comments, please, to the audience. And once again, thank you so much. We so appreciate you. We'll definitely have you back. I promise.
Awesome. Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure to be here and to share. And, my final thought is just be very intentional in everything that you do around your life and around your business. And I know, there's a ton of events out there to go to. There are a ton of different things that you can do. You have to be the one to determine where you're going to be able to give and get the most value. And then when you go, like one of the things I did ahead of time is I looked at the list of speakers. Who are the people that I want to meet, that I want to, connect with? So I was very intentional to work to connect with them and to potentially be able to add value into them as individuals, into corporations, and, even into some of the entrepreneurs that were there. So you want to be on your mission, right? You really want to calibrate to your North Star, and you want to follow it. You are not going to get, being everywhere all the time, trying to do everything. You don't even have that time to focus and concentrate and be creative and do the things you need to do for your business, for your relationships, for your life. So this is like huge for me because I can tell you I would be the first one to get the plane ticket, get the registration, and go any and everywhere, and then come back and not really assess the value or put things into practice. So the key thing is about getting and giving the most value. So be intentional, know who you are, what you want, where you're going. Take a look. Like I already know for 2021 which events I want to go to, where I might want to, work on becoming a speaker, which events of my own I'm going to hold, where I might want to do some coaching, whatever that might be. So I already know. And I already know I've got everything planned out for where I want it to be. Now, does that mean it's going to be perfect? Not necessarily, right? Because look at who was expecting the coronavirus last year when they planned to attend this event. But I can say there were at least, there were over 1,000 women who they weren't going to let the coronavirus hold them back. At one point, Butch Graves, Earl Graves' son, asked how many people had already attended the event. And it was the minority of the people, maybe 25%. The bulk of that room were new people attending. So people are hungry. They're going for what they want. They're looking to meet their needs. So you want to go where you have potentially what it will, what you can give will meet and serve them. Don't be someplace where, your audience is not, where you can't really help people. Go and sow, where you can add value. So be intentional, and get on the path to fulfillment. Take that little cheat sheet seriously, walk through it. And it is my prayer and my hope that it will add tremendous value to your life as you're looking to, sort of calibrate and get to true north in life and in business and in your relationships. So I feel like I'm a sage or something now on the show tonight, right? like whoa, like what? But I think clarity is so amazing, and knowing who you want to serve and just being confident in that. People have said, "Oh, you sound different," and that's awesome because I'm about my mission, and I want everyone else to have that sense of clarity and be able to serve and reap the rewards of serving and serving well.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. Well, if I was the same person I was
there.
yesterday, there's a problem, by the way. Once again, you all been watching and listening to the one and only Dr. Kim Warren Martin, the founder of Successful and Fulfilled. She's a bad mama jamma. She's a cool sister. She's a great business partner. She's a wonderful colleague, but you'll find her to be above all of that, a kind human being. And so we appreciate Dr. Kim Warren Martin and all of you for watching. Thanks so much. As we close out, I want you to look right below the video and put you can hashtag have it all. You can hashtag have it all because today is your January 1st. You can hashtag have it all and be successful because the best is still yet to come. You can hashtag have it all. Why? Because you just got the 5 lessons that Dr. Kim Warren Martin actually learned, and you only need to take one of them. Because how many ideas do you need to change your life? Yeah, one. That's right. One good idea implemented is better than 1,000 ideas right now. This is your year. This is your month. If you listen to Dr. Kim Warren Martin, this is your time. So I want you to claim it because you can hashtag have it all. Can I take that from her? You can hashtag have it all. With that being said, for those folks that are tuning in for the very first time, I want to know who I am. My name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless. And I wish you success. Thanks a lot, Kim. You're a rock star.
Thank you, Shay.
You're amazing. Thank you. See y'all later. See you next time.
Good night, everyone.
Or good morning, depending on where they are. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Check.
Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Damn.
Got money on my mind, I can
Damn,
never
damn,
get enough.
damn.
And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. If you doing it, put your hands. Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.